Hi, welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Healing from the Storm, we're going to look at what clarity do I need? So if you're kind of just getting over something, you just had a big storm erupt or something like that, or you can see one on the horizon, we're asking what clarity do you need? So what do you need to open your eyes up to? And that's a better way to put it, right? What do you need to be looking at? So we'll get one card. As always, I do set the intention that these messages find those who need them when they need them. However, that doesn't mean that the entire message is for you. It might just be parts of the message that are for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And this is very interesting. So we've got the reversed King of Cups. It had kind of come up not quite reversed and then flipped itself over there. I don't know if you saw that, but so when we have the reversed King of Cups, this is about manipulation, being cold, being volatile. When it's upright, it's like being balanced, right? Having this wisdom, having this emotional intelligence, being in control of your emotions, right? Not allowing others to affect your emotions. You stand in your emotional control, emotional intelligence, emotional stability, emotional maturity, and you don't allow others to sort of take that from you. And when you reverse it, this can be you allowing others to get at you emotionally, right? The manipulation, it can be being volatile, right? Quick to anger, quick to cry, quick to be upset, being a little cold, right? Not loving and nurturing, it's like taking the emotions out of it, being cold to people. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is actually about nostalgia, thinking back on the past, having these great memories, the innocence of like childhood, right? These are two children, one passing a bowl or cup of flowers to the other one. It can be about like reunions. So this card will often come up in a tarot spread when you're about to reunite with someone from your past. Doesn't necessarily have to be like romantic. It can be though, but somebody else coming up from your past. So it's interesting with these two cards when we have like healing from the storm, it's like we have this manipulation and coldness and emotional immaturity. And then we're also looking back on things, thinking of our childhood, innocence, wanting to go back to a past time of, loving and peace and having past reunions. So to me, it's like, what clarity do you need? It may be that, understanding that in your current time right now, there is emotional immaturity or people are being manipulative in your life or coldness, and that going back, thinking on your past, thinking back to past relationships, whether they be platonic or romantic, that where there was, loving energy, where it was balanced, where there was nurturing around it. And so to sort of see, how what is currently occurring within your life is manipulation, is not healthy, and thinking back to a past time or a past relationship where it was healthy, right? Like seeing the clarity between the two relationships. But I will get out my board and we will see. I've talked a lot. So we will see. As always, I do write in silence and then dub back over it. So sometimes it may sound a little off. I am still looking for recommendations for whiteboard markers, because I find they're too light and you can't see them, or they're like almost like permanent markers and I'm having to scrub to get them off. So if anybody knows of a good whiteboard marker that could help me, please write it in the comments. Or maybe it's just a certain color, like maybe if I wrote in blue or green or something like that, I'd have better luck. But anyways, let me know. And so I will get into my meditation mode and I'll be quiet for a second, or yeah, be quiet for a second, and we'll see what Spirit has to tell us in regards to what clarity do I need with the reverse King of Cups and the Six of Cups. Thank you. You need to see things for what they are. You look back at your past, the happy memories, the happy times, but were they really like that? There were happy times, but was it really perfect? Or as great as you like to remember? You have a tendency to romanticize the past, to put a good spin on it, to only see what was going well. But it was not all like that. There were issues. There were secrets. There was manipulation. It is okay to look back and enjoy the good memories, but understand that is not all there was. It was not perfect. Going back does not fix everything. You see the past through rose-colored glasses, and you see the present for all its faults. Neither one is true. Nothing is all good or all bad. There is a compromise. Take the good with the bad. Remember, not everything is how we remember it. Memories are biased. Love. What Spirit is saying here is that you look back on your past and you just see these happy times and, oh, everything was perfect. Everything was great. I wish I could go back to, that time, or I wish I could go back to that relationship. But Spirit is saying you have a tendency to romanticize things, right? From the past, to put this good spin on it, to put this, well, everything was perfect then, right? It's not perfect now, but everything was perfect then. And what Spirit is saying is, those memories from the past, those relationships from the past, those connections from the past weren't always absolutely perfect. They weren't always, the best thing. And what's happening now is not always the worst thing, right? Our memory can play some tricks on us where it's like, oh, everything that's happening right now is bad, bad, bad. I wish I could go back to this time when everything was perfect, perfect, perfect. But everything right now is not completely bad, bad, bad. And everything back then wasn't perfect, 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 right? And so I think where Spirit wants you to gain this clarity is to understand and to not look at things from your bias. There's definitely biased in here. From your biased viewpoint, right? To understand that, yes, I can look back on these great, wonderful memories, that, be nostalgic about it, but I can also understand that it wasn't perfect. I can open up my eyes, open up my memories, and see, oh yeah, no, that, even though this, seemed, whenever I'm thinking about it, I'm always thinking about the good things from the past and the good memories. It actually wasn't all good, right? I'm just thinking about the good parts of it. And now in the current, I'm just looking at the negative parts. I'm just looking at the bad parts, and I'm not opening my eyes to see, no, there are good things, right? Nothing is all good. Nothing is all bad. And I think that's where Spirit wants you to get clarity, is that seeing that nothing is all good and nothing is all bad, and to start getting a more balanced viewpoint of how your past was, how your future, how your current situation is, and how your future will be. Like trying to see more balanced. So I can see the good points and I can see the bad points, and I can start understanding those instead of always, looking at the past through the rose-colored glasses and then looking at the present for all the faults that are in the present. Because I can almost guarantee when you were in the past at that time, you would have seen the faults at that time. It wouldn't have been, oh, this is absolutely perfect. But now that you're into the future, all you see from the past is the good things, and all you see in your present is that things are all bad. And that's definitely not the way it is. So we need to start getting a more balanced viewpoint, a balanced perspective of your entire life. What's happened in the past, what's happened in the present, what's going to happen in the future. So I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.